humectants. Humectants attract moisture from the air into the hair. Okay, humectants like honey is a humectant, aloe vera is a humectant, hyaluronic acid is a humectant, but of course we use that more on our skin. Aloe vera, did I say aloe vera? Aloe vera is a humectant, is a common humectant. I don't know if I said that already, but what the humectant does is it allows the hair to attract moisture. So it pulls moisture from the air into the hair, which is very helpful. But if that moisture is constantly being evaporated because of the environment that you're in, you're going to need to seal that moisture in, which is what a jojoba oil would do, or some other type of oil that acts more as a sealant. Okay, or more as an emollient, helping to soften the hair, helping it to seal moisture. So like I was saying, with the dry habitat that a person might be in, if the external air is drier than your hair and you're using a humectant in your hair, in particular without a sealant, or some other oil or something else that you're placing on your hair to help close off the evaporation, or to keep the hair, protected and to hold in the moisture, then what will happen is the humectant will have the opposite effect. And what you'll notice is that because the ratio of moisture in your hair is greater than the ratio of moisture that is in the air, then what will happen is the moisture will be pulled from your hair and the balance will be established by putting it into the environment. And so that's really not what you want. So
welcome to Tunisia's Locks, Beauty Tips, and Potpourri, the channel where we get it all in. You can also learn more about the I Am Melanin Magic brand. Thank you for stopping by.
Welcome, beautiful souls. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out here. All of you, I'm wishing you a bright day. I'm wishing you a high vibrational day. I'm wishing you a day where you feel appreciated, but also a day where you appreciate yourself. If you are a mother, you don't have to have just birthed a child through the birth canal. You may be mothering children as a teacher in the classroom. You may be a mother to some children in the neighborhood. You may be babysitting some fur babies and be a mother to them. Happy Mother's Day. You deserve to be honored, so take a few moments and hold the space for yourself.
Are you tired of struggling with hair growth and thinning strands? Release the magic in your locks and tresses with I Am Melanin Magic hair oils. A premium blend of all natural ingredients strengthens, restores, and revitalizes your hair for maximum health and growth. Don't let thinning hair
Straightened hair brand.
upgrade your hair care game today. I Am Melanin Magic hair oils.
Welcome to the channel, everybody. Tunisia's Locks, Beauty Tips, and Potpourri, also known as the I Am Melanin Magic brand. We are in the middle of May and we are approaching the summer months. And I know you got to be excited. I know I am super excited. Now, I am past my 2-year lockversary with the knots. You guys know for many months now, I have no longer been doing the knots. I will no longer do them. So there's a lot of catching up that I need to share with you, but it won't be in this video. That's going to be a special video. This video, I want to just kind of go into the summer months, and I really want to talk about, some of the things that you're going to want to be doing during the summer months to keep your hair as healthy as possible, to protect it from the heat, to make sure that it's getting the nourishment that it needs, and you really want it to feel as soft as possible. So there are a few things that I'm going to talk to you about. I'm going to name 4 things in particular that I want you to pay attention to as you go into the summer months. And I want you to balance what I am saying with what you know about your hair and then how your hair responds. All right. Now, the first thing that I'm going to talk about when it comes to your hair is water. And some of this may sound a bit contradictory, but I want you to apply the parts of what I'm saying to your particular situation, okay? Now, typically in the summer months, the hair is drier. So you do need a little more water or a little bit more moisture than you normally would. But at the same time, depending upon the quality of the water source or the quality of the water that you are putting in your hair, you may want to use less. Now, let me say this to you. With my hair, when my hair needs to be washed, it starts to feel crunchy. All right. Or if I have over a period of time, you know, my knowledge of essential oils as a aromatherapist, I've learned a lot over the years, and certain blends give my hair a sort of a crunchy feeling. So if I've been using specific blends of like conditioning, leave-in conditioners that are water-based in my hair, I may notice a feeling of a little bit more crunchiness than normal in my hair, but not when my hair has also been moistened or has been sealed in with an oil. I don't typically notice that. Most of the time when my hair feels a little hard or it feels a little crunchy, I always know when my hair needs to be washed. So always, especially during the summer months, if you're someone that goes a longer period of time in between washes like I do, you may need to shorten that window, and you may need to wash a week or two earlier than what you normally wash if you're someone that, say, washes every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks, every 5 weeks. It depends on what you're putting in your hair. It depends on how your hair responds, the water sources that you have available to you, and also what you know about your hair and what your hair is telling you, i.e., if you're scratching your scalp and you get a residue in your hand, you know your hair is dirty. If you're using high-grade therapeutic essential oils in your hair and they are cleaning the hair and eating the fungus, or they are antimicrobial, then you may not have the same needs as someone else who's layering on a lot of oils and not giving their hair time to absorb the oil. So be mindful of the need to shorten the window of the length of time that you may be waiting in between your shampooing, okay? Now, if you're someone that is shampooing all the time, let's say you're a frequent shampooer, you're a frequent flyer, and you're someone that shampoos your locks once a week. I've never been that person. I was never that person even before I had locks. So I'm someone that my hair responds better because my hair typically has always been very, very dry. So my hair responds better to giving it more time. And over the course of my 50 years on this planet, that's what I have found to work. But if you're someone that washes very, very frequently, you may find that you may want to reduce the number of times that you're washing, just to give your hair a chance to hold more oil of the natural oils and to hold more of what starts to build up in your hair once the shampoo, depending upon how harsh it is. And I hope that you're not washing with shampoos with parabens, sulfates, and other kinds of chemicals. But a lot of times your hair will build up after a couple of days of washing it, and your hair will start to feel more like your hair like you like your hair to feel. So if you're someone that's washing very frequently, 1-2 times a week, you may decide, I'm going to wash my hair once every 10 days. Okay, I'm going to just wash it once every week instead of twice a week, or once every other week. Something like that may work out better for you. During the summer months, it's very important to remember that the demands that your hair may have, and this varies from person to person, because the winter months can be very tough on hair. And hair can dry out through the elements that you experience during the months when it's colder. But you may notice your hair does better or is even drier in the winter. But in the summer, for sure, especially if you're outside a lot and you happen to be in a very dry environment. Let's say you're in Arizona. When I go to Arizona during the summers, my hair needs a lot more because the air is very dry. there's a very low humidity factor in Arizona compared to, say, Georgia or New Jersey, some of the areas on the East Coast where when you go outside, there's a blanket of air ready to just cover you up. And I remember when I didn't have locks, my hair would just fall. My curls would fall within like 3 to 5 minutes. Bar none, like without fail, the curls would fall. So if you're in an environment like where there's a lot of dry heat, you need to make sure that whatever it is that you're using on your hair is giving your hair more moisture and is allowing you to seal that in. Because if you're in a very dry environment, your hair is going to dry out a lot faster. And let's say if you're using a humectant, there are a lot of things that can be humectants that pull moisture from the environment into the hair. When you're in an environment where it's very, very dry, sometimes the opposite can happen if you're not careful. Okay, and that same humectant will actually have the reverse effect, and it will pull, the air will pull the moisture out of your hair, like literally. So you want to be mindful of that. And what does that mean? That means making sure that your hair is not only moist, and let's say, because I know for me, I'm going in with this more, but this isn't the only thing that I'm using. It depends on what I have near me and what is making my hair feel better. This is the Ronnie's Mist, and you can get this from the I Am Melanin Magic website. All right. It's a blend, a proprietary blend of essential oils. I also put honey quat in here, which is excellent at helping to soften the hair and also helping you to seal in moisture. But the essential oils that I put in here are very therapeutic with the hair. Now, when I use that, and as well when I use anything else that I may be using that's water-based on my hair, I always make sure once I make sure that it's permeated my strands, that especially in these areas, I focus a lot more on my roots than the ends of my hair. But I always make sure that I then go in with one of the oils, okay? And lately, and during the last few months, primarily it's been the premium oil blend, the I Am Melanin Magic premium oil blend. You want to be mindful of some of the things that you might be doing, and always during the summer months, if you're misting a lot, always, or if you're just putting a little bit of water, if you're misting a lot or you're putting a little bit of water in your hair, always make sure after you massage it, you go in with a little oil. You know what I'm saying? You go in with a little oil, and that's going to seal it in. And I would suggest that you also make sure you catch those ends as well. Okay, you definitely want to do that during the summer months. So it's important to seal that in all the time and on a regular basis. And find the oil that works best for you, because one of the things that I've noticed since I've hit menopause, and I'll be talking about that, giving you guys an update for those of you that are premenopausal, periomenopause, or you're in menopause, or even if you're postmenopause. You know, I started the hormone replacement therapy about a month ago, maybe a little bit over a month ago, and I need to give you an update because they're trying to stabilize the medications, and I'm having some experiences that I want to talk about, but that'll be in another video. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you pay attention to the uploads and your notifications are on, because Dr. Monet is also going to come on the channel. She's my gynecologist and she's absolutely wonderful, but she's definitely willing to come on the channel and discuss some things with us. And if there are questions that you have, you can just put them in the comments. These will be things that I make sure I ask her. But things around menopause that most women usually are not really concerned with because they don't feel that they've hit menopause. But these things can start 10 years before you hit menopause. Back at the ranch. So making sure that the oils you choose are the oils that are going to give you the most bang for your buck during the summer months. For example, the premium blend of the I Am Melanin Magic Oil. Right now, since I have been in menopause and paying more attention to what my hair needs during this particular time, I noticed that the lighter blend, which is what this is made of, remember I switched it probably 8 years ago. I used to use almond oil and avocado, a little avocado, more of the almond and grapeseed oil. That at the time was too heavy for my hair. Now that my body is changing, and now that the change in estrogen has affected me a little bit differently and has affected my skin and everything else, I noticed that I need more moisture, something to hold in that a heavier sealant. And so what I do is I take some of this, I put it in another one of these little spray bottles, and then I add a little bit of grapeseed oil. Avocado is still too heavy for me, but the grapeseed oil gives me just what I need. So by the time I put the water in and it's good and moist and it's feeling good, it's feeling so soft, then I make sure that I go in with that and I'm good for a few days. And that's not the case if I just go in with this by itself only during the summer months and now, and I just go in with some other type of water-based mist, I'm going to notice that by the afternoon, my hair is already soaked it all the way up. Now, remember, my hair has always been dry. My hair has always responded very well to oil, and I always needed oil. It's just that now I really need to make sure that I go in with a little moisture. But by the same token, if I do too much water in my hair, just like you, too much water can kill a plant. You can destroy your hair, especially if you're in an area with hard water. So I encourage you to pay attention to the demands of what your hair may be needing and make sure that you are giving your hair what your hair needs by paying attention to the way that your hair is actually communicating with you. That's going to be super, super important going into the summer months, going into any hormonal changes, going into any periods where maybe you're on medication or you're dealing with stress or there's been a dramatic weight loss, anything like that that may be going on with you as you approach a new season. These are all things that you're going to want to make sure that you definitely pay attention to. This particular oil here, which is the cucumber melon oil, is excellent. It's a blend of Ayurvedic oils. But the interesting thing is this is it's a wonderful oil, and it's great for lubrication, and it's great for more shine. But this technically is a bit of a drier oil. So if you're someone that's looking for the nourishment, but you don't want that greasy sort of look right after you are oiling your hair, and you've oiled your hair, let's say a couple hours later, this is going to be more ideal for you, especially if you also like something that's a little bit more fragrant. So when I say choose the oils that work for you best, notice that you may need different oils during the summer months than you need in the fall and the winter. You are definitely going to need to moisturize your hair more. But again, you don't want to over moisturize your hair because that can actually do more damage. You want to know what is the mineral makeup of your water. Are you in an area where you have a lot of soft water? Are you in an area where you have a lot of hard water? I'm in a hard water area. I can see the watermarks on the dishes. I can see the watermarks and the way that the hard water deals with the metal appliances, the plumbing and so forth. I can definitely tell that there's a heavier residue there. And so for me, I have to be very mindful of what that may be doing to the hair. And so I have to take particular precautions. So just kind of monitor your own situation. Know that typically going into the summer, you want more moisture, especially if you're going to be outside, especially if you're going to be in the sauna, especially if you're going to be in the gym and your hair is sweating out more. Okay, you may want to take something like this. You may decide you want to add a few more essential oils to it if you so choose, depending upon what it is you're dealing with. Say, for example, a little bit more rosemary and thyme, a few extra drops, shake super well, because they don't just disperse. And that's something else you want to be mindful of. You got to super shake, and use it right away. Okay, but if you're going to be fighting the residue from a workout, and you're dealing with some additional bacteria. Those are things that you're going to want to pay attention to. The idea is to customize, but to make sure that you don't overdo anything in particular, because too much of anything is not going to be helpful for you. Too much oil can smother the hair. Make sure when you're putting in the oil that you're actually massaging it into your scalp. Make sure if you are putting it on the ends of your hair, then you're doing it more like this, okay? And you're just coating very lightly. You're not literally, depending on your needs, going to be really needing to spray it directly on the hair like this. Now, that's not to say that you can't, especially if you're somebody that's washing on a regular, but always, I will tell you, when you're using any kind of oil, when it comes down to your wash days, make sure you wash very, very thoroughly. You want to make sure that you get all of the oils out, and anything that may be residual. This smells so good. I mean, I've got to go back in and tell you how good it smells. Oh, it smells beautiful. So these are my tips for you ladies. For me, the driest area of my hair, well, there's one last thing I want to tell you. The driest area of my hair is always the front. So it's also the area that feels the best when I wet it and then I oil it. It feels so good. And it's just as soft as it wants to be. In the back, the same thing. So that's something else that I'm doing that I never used to do. You know, I'm a shower cat kind of girl. I don't play when I get in the shower. But for the last few months, I put all my hair up in a bun like this. I just put a big rubber band across it like this. One of my little, got one right here, kind of keep them handy. And I get in the shower like this. And I don't put my head directly in, but I get in and I wash and I do everything I need to do. That way my hair is taking in that additional moisture while I'm in the shower, rather than denying my hair that moisture. Now, I would never be wetting my hair every day. That's foolish. It doesn't make sense. It's going to put your hair through a lot more strain, especially if you're somebody that's swimming every day. You need to actually be taking precautions against the water. You need to actually probably contact your municipality and get your water tested. But when I pin it up like this, by the time I get out, I've got just a tiny moisture here and right around in here. And those are my delicate areas, and those are my high traffic areas. And so that feels super good. And then when I come out, I'll just do my little oil, and it feels good. And it's a way to love on you. It's a way to feel good. And I got to tell you, the one thing that I'm doing with my hair these days, more than I've ever done in a lifetime of having these locks, and it's been 15 years, I think, maybe 16, is the moisture routine. And it feels good, and it is the one thing that gives life to my hair, and it will give life to your hair as well. I love you all. Again, I want to wish you a happy Mother's Day. I hope that you're doing well. Please look out for Love Awakened, a sacred initiation into conscious love. It is a summer of transformation. That is the course that I will be offering. It is all inclusive. It is a 4-month course. It's going to happen over the course of 2 seasons, but you will emerge in a beautiful place. If you're someone that is very self-aware, if you consider yourself spiritually awake, but somehow you find that you are undernourished in your love life, this is going to be a beautiful course for you. And as a part of the course, you will receive the Love Awakened, a journey into conscious love, and the 7 spiritual love languages, which are something that I have birthed over a lifetime, but I've finally been able to get it into a book form that is accompanying the course, along with a self-examining oracle deck, which is helping you to discover the 7 spiritual love languages. So you've got the journal, the book, and the self-examining oracle deck, which is a tool that you use to assess where you are in the journey and on the continuum to more conscious love. If you're interested in these types of topics, I want you to go over to my Throne 69 website, throne69.com. You can also find me over on a YouTube channel, a new YouTube channel that I have been building just very recently. and that is Tunisia's Throne. At YouTube, you can just type in the ampersand sign and it's Tunisia's Throne, and that will take you over there. And that's where we get into breaking toxic love cycles and awakening you to conscious partnerships and the quality of love that your soul has always known existed. So we are getting into more of that. That is the primary topic on that channel for those of you who are interested. So I will put that information for those of you who are interested. So I will put that information up this week, so that for those of you who want to register for that course, it will be starting in late July and it will run up through the end of October. And it is it's 5 pillars to the class. It's very much in depth. We first detox some of the toxic patterns that could be interfering with your ability to love and your ability to receive love. Okay, and then I introduce you to the Throne Reclamation Path, which is my proprietary pathway when it comes to relationships. It is it's an acronym. Each of those letters stands for something specific, and it has to do with you reclaiming your sovereignty. Okay, not just as a woman and as a feminine energy, but as a soul. Okay, so this has to do with you stepping into an entirely new way of looking at your life and love. And then we go into the Conscious Love Blueprint, which is something that I actually give you, and teaching you these concepts and helping you to immerse yourself in these concepts. And then, as you've heard me talk about, mastering your feminine energy, both of these 2 comprehensive, interactive, and transformational journals, which you can get on YouTube a la carte. But I always recommend that these be used with the oracle decks that go with them. There's an oracle deck for each one of these. And these are oracle decks that help you go within yourself and understand and really learn and really internalize what it is that you may be doing in relationship that is kind of taking you out of more of a receiving, softer, loving energy when you're around your masculine, whether it's your husband or when you are considering dating and you're ready to align with and attract that partner in your life. So we spend quite a bit of time dealing with that. That's a pretty in-depth module. And then the last one we go into are the 7 spiritual love languages. And the book will be ready for publishing in about 2.5 weeks. I'm super excited about that. That has been a tremendous labor of love. And as I mentioned, it's called Love Awakened. Okay, a journey into conscious love and the 7 spiritual love languages, because I believe that there are many of us out here who know that the love that you want actually exists. And you know that there's something better either than what you have, or that there's something that your current relationship needs, or you believe even after multiple heartbreaks and toxic cycles and just unluckiness in love, you know, your soul knows that your person is out there. And so you need the language to define what this relationship is. And while we have the 5 love languages, which deal with emotional ways to connect and more performative kinds of things that you can do in a relationship with a partner, we don't have a language for the spiritual love languages. We don't have a language for the language of energetic transparency or soul devotion and the 5 others. And so that's what we really get into for those of you who are seeking conscious love, or for those of you who are interested in taking your relationships to the next level and you want to know what that looks like. So that book will be out soon. And of course, the course that I've spoken about, I've spent some time sharing with you, is focused around those very principles. Those are the main modules. So anyway, I want to thank you all for hanging in here with me. If you've made it to the end of this video, again, I will be doing another one that has to do with the menopausal thing. Please put some comments in the comment section. If you're still here, give the video a thumbs up. Let me know where you are in terms of your interest level, whether it has to do with the course, whether it has to do with these decks. You can search my name on Amazon and get these. And by the way, they are comprehensive. I put assessments right up at the front, okay, that will allow you It's an in-depth assessment that will allow you to assess where you are in your feminine energy at the level 1, at the level 2. These are teaching journals. So not only do you have 25 to 30 prompts for each section, there's a teaching section that introduces you to the concepts that are going to be important for you as you move forward in this journey. So here we have manifestation and alignment. You get an entire section. So these, as I mentioned, can be purchased right on Amazon a la carte. Here we have self-love and healing. This is very important when we're talking about you and your feminine energy. If there are things that you haven't dealt with, it's going to interfere with your ability to be vulnerable and with your ability to really be in a space of emotional safety. And then sacred intimacy. We talk about sacred sexuality, which is one of the 7 spiritual love languages. Okay, so we're going beyond just the mechanics of sex and all of that, and we're going into the touching of another person's soul and the divinity that is within the act of making love and what that looks like. All right, so we go pretty deep in the journals as well as in the course. I love you all. I appreciate you. Again, you can find more information out at throne69.com. You can go to IamMelaninMagic.com if you're interested in ordering Ronnie's Mist with that honey quat in it. And happy Mama's Day. You're a beautiful mama, girl. Happy Mama's Day.
Our magical hair growth serum did this after just 8 short weeks, 5 times per week.
Denisha began with the premium oil blend in April, and by June, she had already regrown hair. Angelica addressed thinning with the magical hair growth serum and continues to use the products to improve thinning in areas where it's been hard to regrow hair. Meet Kina. Her hair loss was spread over several areas. She went ham with the magical hair growth serum, and to the shock of her loctician, her hair began to rebound fast. She is delighted, and so am I.
I am Melanin Magic, and so are you.